girl pulling a buggy, like pulling a trolley, and there's this big bang. It shit her right up, shit me up. And I looked at the bottle, she thought someone thrown it out the window. I was going to throw it back at them. What actually happened is a bottle that had obviously been sitting out in the heat had pressurised. And she's then run it over with her wheel and it's gone bang. But I've never seen that happen like that before. It went off like an explosive. Yeah. If that was a little kid or something going by it, that could have damaged a little kid. Nearly sort of blew her wheel off. Which is quite mad. That's where the bottle just sat there in the heat all day. Right. This heat is starting to get a bit intense up this end again. Alright, we've got an ambulance up here. It's all happening. I might go in the shop actually and get a cold drink on the bank card. Got my other new bank card today. I ain't got that one with me. I think I've got to put that in the machine to activate that one. Hey, can I get a bag as well? Please. Cheers, mate. Have a good evening. Thank you very much. Just back into the heat again. Fucking hell. Let yourself jump. Back into the heat again. Which I might have to get out of. It's a bit too warm for me. Nice as well. Yeah. Ah, no. Thank you for telling me. I'll keep doing that. Let's hope there's some lip readers out there. Oh. If I had a fiver for every time I'd done that, I'd be well rich, I think. Anyway, I'm just coming down the road, which is a nice change. I'm normally walking right up the hill, but I'm that done in. I basically had two car loads, two fellas at the front of my house, and I'm just throwing stuff in bags and speakers, and it was all a bit tiring because we only had an hour, so I was just flat out. But I got all my records, I got my decks, I got the really important things, but I forgot the power supply for the mixer, so I will try and wire one in, otherwise I'll just go straight into the amplifier. But I remember picking it up thinking I've got to remember to put that in the bag, but there was that much going on. I was trying to give the social worker bags and his mates so they could whop them in the car. All the time we got the pressure of the housing chatting shit. That's all they were doing really. They got no authority to be going on an hour this and hour that, because I stopped her at the end. I said, by the way, if you don't let me in again, it doesn't mean you own any of my property at all. I said, you need to, well, I didn't say tell her she needs to get a brain. I was trying to keep it polite. But I know the last move, you know what I mean? The last move is Medway County Court. I'll come away with an injunction and I'll go and get all my belongings. That's the trump card. If you Google it, can your landlord keep your belongings? They cannot keep anything. They don't own any of your belongings. And that's the way you can end it. And what she's going to do probably is offer us another hour. And to be honest with you, I ain't fucking about like that. I've got quite a bit that needs to come out in one swoop. So I ain't going to play that game. I'm going to go straight down there tomorrow, do whatever you got to do. That'll be the end of it. That'd be Clarion opening the letter and then getting rather upset because I trumped their move. There's nothing else they can do. They cannot say you're not having your stuff. And that's it. And you can't, and also what's going to go in my favour, lots of things are, the fact I've been there for 54 years and they give me an hour to pack all my belongings. Even the police was, she couldn't believe that. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? So I suppose they've got away with it before. But that's the last move. You should make that move, and then I think the court then lets you get in your house, get your stuff, and then it don't matter what they want to do. You know what I mean? You trump them. I don't think she realises exactly. I don't think they're educated in the law. I think they have to negotiate with their lawyer, whereas I've already read what's what, and I know that the last move is that move I'm going to make tomorrow, and then there's nothing they can do about it. As much as they might want to do something, they can't do nothing. Well, they can contest it, I believe, but they're going to, like, if they want to contest it, then I'll turn up with all my paperwork, and we'll really start on them, but I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're just trying to string it out for some weird reason, but do you know what I mean? I'm not playing them games. I'd like to, but
This whole thing for you.
wow, it's a little bit cooler in here, but not a lot. And here's all my, well, not all my belongings, but we've got, well, exactly, I think I've got a court case anyway, mate. But what I'm going to end it tomorrow, mate. I'm bored of it all. I'm going to get all my stuff in one swoop. Obviously, my social worker wants to do it diplomatically. I know the legal moves, and that is the last move. It can't be trumped, but they don't know nothing. So I'm going to do that, and it's done. Won't be no 10 minutes or half hour and all that shit. That's just fucking with my mind. I just need to get in there and get it done. All of it in one go. And the judge is going to understand that. And the police understand that. It's just Clarion don't get that. Because they're being like wankers, but what's going to happen in the court is going to be quite quick, quite done. All I'm looking to do is get my belongings. Nothing else. They can't expect someone that's lived there for 54 years to, even a police girl said that's just utterly ridiculous. Because it's her that told me, I told her what my plan was, and it's the police girl that convinced me I've got a button here. And I did. So that's going to go in my favour when I go to court tomorrow. Apparently you can turn up and up there that day. It can be that quick. So I want to move quickly. But I know Clarion, when they move, it just takes ages doing stuff. They have to do things legally for a team. I don't. I've only ever called my criminal solicitor once when they started chatting bollocks about fucking Aspos and shit. And he just, my criminal solicitor, Andrew, just laughed at all that shit. I said, yeah, it is laughable, mate, isn't it? Fucking, but yeah. So I can actually, I feel quite confident that Clarion solicitor, I can get up in front and probably annihilate them. I've done it before, I've represented myself. And I annihilated the police, I annihilated my sister. You know what I mean? I'm pretty, when my brain's on point, like it is now, I'm pretty precise, especially when it's to do with shit that's in court. Yeah. All I want to do is grab all my stuff. Because I don't think the social workers realise how enormous the task is going to be, because I've got a lot of stuff in there. I said, are you two lads now grasping the reality of it? And they were grasping it. Do you know what I mean? But I can't wait around no longer, because I know the final, well, I know that I got educated in what I got educated in, and that is the move that how you get your things back. That trumps all the moves. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. Medway County Court. And it's going to end. Not putting up with it anymore. That judge is going to give me ample time to get in and get everything out properly. Not an hour here, and then, do you know what I mean? Because I said to her, I said, by the way, if you don't give me another hour, I said, that don't mean you own jack shit. But when I was keeping it on, I wasn't abusing her. I was just letting them know that even if they let me back, they don't. I still own the stuff. But obviously, into my head, I knew that all I've got to do is turn up at county court. I haven't got to pay. I should get legal assistance for that. Yeah. If they want me to get up in court and bring all my paperwork and really expose them, I will, but they won't. It'll just be the judge going, here, and that'll get me my stuff back, which is all I'm looking to do for the minute. Where the house is concerned, just get my stuff back. And that's been thrown, and clearly people have been throwing things have been thrown around and moved around. People in the back garden, robbing shit. Do you know what I mean? But I know that is, and yeah, it's not hard for me to arrange things. I've got nothing who can do with me. But I know plenty of people, and I know who did it. So it's even better when you know who did it. So there might be a bit of karma coming somewhere, but like I said, probably won't be me. Not that stupid. But like I said, I know quite a few people involved in all different sorts of things. Crazy. Just pissed me off that we couldn't do it all today. But I kind of knew that anyway, but I don't think the other fellas did until they saw all my records. But you know, I was just blown away by how many records I had. But we got them all over, every single one. We got my TV. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to swing the TV round, and because I've got some kind of aerial coming out over there. I thought they didn't pack the that's well heavy there. I thought they didn't pack the lead. What I've got to do first though is have a bit more of this Lucozade because I'm zapped. All my vases and that was all just thrown all over the floor. I said to my social worker, can you come and view this? I took a few photos of stuff. I'm reporting some of it to the police. Yeah. I said to my social worker, should I just fucking sit down on the plot, refuse to move? There's nothing they can do. He said, no, we try it my way. I said, right, then we'll go your way. Because legally, obviously, I spoke to the police girl, and I didn't really interact with the butch person. Hello, mate, how you doing? What's my opinion on America and fentanyl? I've had a little bit of a fentanyl. I've never been on loads of them, but I've only done a minute little bit. They're very, very strong. But that's what the pharmaceutical industry wants. People being addicted to that shit. Might be. I'll tell you what, it's so hot out here. It's unbelievable. I'm going to end up in the tent tonight. Maybe it's because I've filled the space up now with loads of stuff. It's just... Got me lamp back. The lamp's over that I built. Here's one I built earlier. Got all my clocks. There's loads of stuff still there though. And like I said, well, I did say to her, cause I'll go down the courtroom. Oh, you do that then. I said, how about I come back later with my pal and I'll just cut that right off and get my stuff. And she had the right, well, she didn't have the right arm. I was just saying, because that's a possibility. But we're not going to go that route, we're going to go the court route. Don't get me wrong, a few years ago, I'd have gone the other route. Got myself probably in trouble, but I'm thinking a lot better now, and I know what's what. And I know that I'm in a very, very good position, very, very good position, believe it or not. Especially when they've wrote, I've got it all here, so much bullshit about me. That's just not, they can't prove any of it. It's, I've even got what they accused me of saying, and the police are going, well, we don't even know what you're on about. And the social worker said, well, that can't. Anything that happens involves me, the social workers get told. Yeah, the police didn't even know, and nor did we. I've been accused of knowing women from Clarion I don't even know, I've never even met. But they seem to be accusing me of all sorts of mad shit. Have we got any evidence to back anything up? No. But I've got a few neighbours which are vouched for me that, oh, I've been there since I come out of the womb. Yeah, I've had the police around and all that, you know what I mean? I got in trouble growing up, but... And obviously there's the next door neighbour that I didn't get along with, which is the only one that I've never got along with. Funny that, isn't it? But crazy. But it doesn't take a scientist to work things out. Anyway, fucking morons. Yeah, it was a bit hot, you know. I'll tell you what, with them you need to get yourself some shutters, mate. Some security shutters. Because we got in there and it was as cool as that. And she said, do you mind me taking pictures of you lot coming out with everything? I said, yeah, I do. We'll have none of that. She went, oh, all right. God. There's just stuff everywhere. tomorrow night. I was up all that and do that. It's not worth. I need to get some polish for the floor. I brought my buffing machine and I've got some new pads for that. So I can just whiz right over the floor. Ideal. That's the whole house like that. I've got to put me speakers, one there, one there, one there, and some more out there. I've got my pictures and that to put up. Oh. Pardon me. I think we're going to have, there's my new records. I think we're going to have, yeah, I am, mate. Am I going to get it? With my social worker, I'll hire a van basically. If I hire it, he'll drive it, which is a thought that I had anyway. But my mate Ady never fucking woke up. Lazy fucker. Not that it would have been make or break without Ady, you know what I mean? But big old transit I need. And obviously I've got, someone's nicked shit out of the front garden. They've also been in my back garden and nicked my boat and all sorts. So I will be ringing Kent Police tonight. Basically. Yeah. It's one or two people. One of them I've got some evidence on because they actually messaged me when I left and said, hello Phil, are you coming back? And I didn't answer them. And then when I see that it had been robbed out the front, I then messaged them and said to them, can I ask you why you asked me if I'm coming back? And I said, have you got anything to do with like robbing my stuff? And he never answered me straight away. He took a day to answer me. And he answered me with just something that's just, I think it's a bit of bullshit. That's what I think. But what he doesn't realise is when he does his job, people see him and I can get certain information fed back. Not that I'll have to, I'll just come over to Adlo for a couple of days with my tent and I'll just grab you. Because I used to see you anyway, so, and to be honest with you, I'd actually, I don't know, because of your daughter, I might not knock on your door, grab you, just out of respect for your daughter, I won't come round and, if it wasn't for your daughter, I would knock on your door, trust me, but I'll grab you, even though, you know what I mean, I shouldn't really be going down that route, but I can't really answer that in a minute, but I'm 99% sure. And to be honest, my back garden, there's only one way that someone could have accessed that. I don't know which way. I've been there all my life. So one of the sets of neighbours been there 30, 40, nearly 40 years. Kelly's mum and dad. I get on really well with them. So it's certainly not going to be that side, and it isn't accessible around the back anymore. Well, it just leaves next door, doesn't it? But if you want to do that kind of thing, watch out for the karma. The karma train does come. Yeah, it won't look like it's come from anything to do with me. I wasn't there. I was in the park getting pissed with lots of witnesses. It's a shame didn't have my whole dog still, it would have hurt them. But I said to me social worker, I might leave a couple of bags out and I'll plot up in my tent, man, in the undergrowth. I'll just jump out or put me camera, set my camera up. I don't think I could just sit there and watch them, I'd have to grab them. And he ain't got the bollocks to admit it when I put it right on him, but I don't mind putting it on him because the evidence is putting it on him. He put it on himself. But, and my tennis rackets. I've got the big old list, I can't believe my tennis rackets, man. A couple of ladders, all sorts of shit. Yeah, I know, mate. Like vultures, but it's all good though, because they'll know what time it is. What time it is I found out. You know what I mean? I'm not stupid. I know which way people must have come and gone, especially round the back. But I'll sort something out with that. It won't look like it's come from anything to do with me. But yeah, everybody gets karma. Everybody's done something wrong, even myself. Yeah, and I've had karma. You've had karma. Everyone's had a bit of karma. Fucking crazy, eh? But it's all going to be water under the bridge because, well, I don't know what Kent Police will do. Obviously, I've got the backing of social services as well. Plus, I've actually abided to what the police girl said. But she said, promise me you won't kick off, Phil, because that'll then spring it the other way. I said, look, I'll give you my word now. I will not kick off, and I didn't. I think Steve was just waiting for me to kick off, but it didn't happen. But I didn't really engage a lot. All I kept saying was, don't think that if you're not letting me in again that you own anything, because you don't. So all I was doing was quoting what the law says. Yeah, I told her how long I've been and everything, and she's one heartless butch bird. That's what I'll call her. The butch one. Yeah. Proper baseball cap on and all that. I thought, fucking hell. Could at least send the pretty ones out. That's making the baseball cap ones sound not pretty, isn't it? Am I allowed to say that? Well, I just did. That's all I've ever seen. I've only ever seen two sorts of kind of lesbian girls. This one's like my cousin, who's really pretty and blonde, who could probably have any kind of bloke she wanted. And then you get the baseball cappers, don't you? Who are all kind of looking the same. It's mad though, I think. And I'm by no means slagging them off for being lesbians. I couldn't give a shit whether they're into whatever, as long as they're not hurting anybody. But I just think it's there's them two types. Yeah. But my cousin, she's just really pretty girl, but she's just not into blokes. Very clever girl, went to university and that. But she's as gay as they are. God, that's hot. Is this another heat wave then or what? I might have to go and buy a transformer. Or, this Midland one, what I really need is a different adapter that I might have somewhere. I can basically take that plug off of that side and splice the other one on. Even though I haven't got all my tools with me, I can do that with a knife. But saying that, I don't want to do that yet until I locate where that other transformer is, because I did have one in my hand. And I managed to get my other new lamp that I made out. It's got a special bulb in that one though. I'm getting the rest of them out as well. Check this out. Check that bulb out. You can see the element in that. but it glows a really nice glow. This is a small room, by the way, which I currently use for tying up Clarion staff and hiding them. No, I'm only joking. I currently use that for like the changing room, or if the heat starts getting proper hot, I end up in there, or in the tent. Oh, I've had my drone fall out of the sky, straight into the Medway, which is currently being investigated by DJI, but this time they're going to be sending me out a brand new one because it is in warranty. I went out with a drone. I've never experienced anything like it, but I'll be able to see that anyway. It didn't even beep on my controller. It just, like I said before, I'm thankful that it didn't fall out of the sky and hit anybody, or it might have hit a kid or done something even worse. I fell out of the sky straight in the water, straight in the Medway, straight to the bottom. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. The geezer from DJI was just as baffled. He said, "It made me beep." I said, "You didn't do nothing." I said, if it wasn't for me actually looking at the drone at the time, I would have thought, "Where's that gone?" But yeah, literally, there was no buzzing. It was literally like someone yanked the battery out. Mad, eh? That was 2 days ago, mate, I think. But what's different this time, and with me Mini 3, is this one I bought from DJI and it's on warranty. And I'm just about to send them my flying log. I've already sent them all the details. Spoke to him on the phone, and it looks like I'm covered anyway. I said, "Am I covered this time, mate?" Just out of curiosity. He said, "Yeah. If it's not pilot error, which it's not, why am I going to drop my drone right out of the sky into this water? I mean, I'm not going to do that, am I?" It literally, I had no control. It was lucky I was looking at it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have heard it go down. The controller wouldn't have told me. Did I video that happening? It videos a bit at the end, automatically. But I don't think mine did because I've lost complete power. So I think it's a mainline battery issue because I've lost complete power. It just dropped like a stone, straight in the water. But this time round, I didn't really get as upset as or did. Remember my other one? I was out searching every night and day. I mean, there was none of that. It was just dealt with. But the first time you lose it, it's absolutely does your head in. But second time round, it's all good. You should have your eyes on the drone at all times. No, not necessarily. You can look at the controller. You've got to have it in line of sight at all the time, but you haven't got to necessarily be looking at it all the time. Because obviously you can look at your controller, which shows you exactly where it is. The only time you can legally put your controller down and not even look at it is when you return to home. Yeah, I've done that a couple of times. People look at me like, who's flying that? But it's programmed, do you know what I mean? That's the only time you can legally. I could return home, put me control, or just turn the controller off. Yeah, it's the same. That's what happens if there's a complete failure of the controller. The drone will pick up that it's lost the controller, and it automatically come back to home. But yeah, it was a bit strange. But I think they're going to send me out a new drone because they're not going to be able to tell me that I've done anything wrong because I ain't. Yeah, it's got everything on there, do you know what I mean? Which is good because then it backs up. It's not good for the bullshitters who're just trying to get a new drone. They're going to get caught out. But for people like me who honestly just fell out of the sky, it's good really because it shows them what I'm saying is correct. I'd never had no warning or anything. I was just looking at the drone, no beeping going on the screen, which it's supposed to do. Literally, it just went, just like someone pulled the plug out. I thought, what? And I looked at the screen and it wasn't even doing anything. But I went right in the water, into the mud, into the silt, and that tide comes in and out twice a day. So it's probably floating about somewhere. There's probably lots of drones out there. But yeah, it takes them a couple of days, but obviously they need to do that to confirm that people are telling the truth. That's the right result that it was covered because I pulled it off then, whereas the other one was CEX and it was out of date anyway on the thing. You get a 2-year warranty, see? A 2-year like flyaway or defect warranty. So if they can prove it's not pilot, if it comes up not pilot error, all I did was went up and flew out, which I do a million times a day. Yeah, it's all good. Straight from China. And they talk very good English. Crazy. Yeah, literally. I'll tell you what it reminded me of. I mentioned it before. That Russian anti-drone, the American anti-drone gun, they had a swarm of drones, about 200, going towards this new weapon. And the Yanks pressed a button and they dropped like that. It was the same way. Just went, not that anyone was doing anything. I don't know what's going on there, but I flew exactly where I normally fly. I wasn't over any, in fact I was quite low. I'm allowed to be low. I wasn't out of my parameters or anywhere. He said, did it warn you? I said, no, I didn't even get a warning, mate. I said, good job I was looking at it at the time. Otherwise, I wouldn't have seen anything on the controller and I would have looked up and thought, sometimes you do lose your drone. At night, you get up, even though you've got all the lights on it, you go right up high and you think, where's that? And you hear it buzzing. So then you've got to bring it down and look on the little map, the little radar map. So, you know what I mean? You do lose your drone here, there and everywhere. But whenever I'm in doubt and I think, whee, boom, I just bang it up and go, right. That's why I fly really high, because I know that I ain't going to hit nothing, pylon or anything. Too high for that. But yeah, I'm just thankful, like I said, that it fell out into the water. It didn't go into any crowd or some little girl or some little boy, because it could kill you. Lost a signal. I think in the water. Yeah, the best outcome it could have had, really. I think DJI are quite a good company, really, to do what they do. But, see, I would have got it on the last one, but out of warranty. But this one won't. I said, this one is in warranty, mate, isn't it? He went, yeah, you are well in your warranty. I said, what happens? And he said, well, we're going to need to look at this. Once we've looked at that, satisfy ourselves, you get your new drone. And it records every flight, every technical bit of information. So if you're breaking the law on one night, it's going to show up on there. You can doctor them. You can not even go in them and do stuff. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that I'm doing that. I'm not saying I'm not doing it. I'm not saying I'm doing it. But it's doable. If you wanted to bypass certain things and you know how to do that, you can do that. Do I do that? No, I've never actually done anything like that. Where all my flights are recorded, every single one of them. Even my bad ones where I'm up trees and stuff. Basically. Because then it shows them what kind of pilot you are. Yeah. It's like all these ones that fly around with the obstacle avoidance on all the time. They're probably not very good drone pilots. You take that away from them or it breaks, they ain't going to know how to fly a drone. Because it manoeuvres completely differently. Obviously, if you've got obstacle avoidance, you're not even doing anything really. You're just pushing the stick forward and the drone's working it out. You're not. But say that fails, they're going to be then in control of their drone for the first time ever, really, and they're going to be all over the place. So my advice is start on a cheap drone. Once you've sussed it, you know you've sussed it. You might even be a natural. I got into it quite naturally. I flying around and looking in that. It felt quite easy for me, you know. I've grown up playing fucking Sky Electrics and all that. So the kids today, their controllers even look more like fucking one of these. But yeah, I've played games that involve your hands. It's all reactions and that as well. So it probably helps me with my ADHD because do you know what I mean? I'm probably tuned into it. It's called hyper-focusing. And what that is where you can focus, say, 100%, something I enjoy doing, I can focus 120%. That's called hyper-focus. But it can also be a bad thing, because if you've got shit going on in your life, you'll be hyper-focusing on the shit. Been there and done that. But I don't now, I just hyper-focus on the good things. But anyway, yeah. Powerful controllers then could also be used as a power bank, which is pretty good when I'm camping. Anyway, let's see if we can get some fucking tunes out of this, man. What we've got to do first is get a speaker wire. I'll tell you what I'm going to do first. I'm just going to flip that TV round. Which is proper heavy. They couldn't believe how heavy the telly was. Because it's got massive speakers in it. Right. Except I lost my controller, but I can control it via Bluetooth app. Right. I need to get me cloths as well. That's well heavy. So what we need to do then is a complete spin round, which is going to mean moving this pile of records. So I've got piles of records everywhere, literally. I can't wait to get into the court tomorrow. I wonder how quick they find out. Put it right on them as quick as we can. That's the plan. Even if my social worker's going, oh, hang on a minute though, I'm just going to do it. And that way it's done, isn't it? All I've done is accelerated it to the end game, the end point. But it just makes me laugh that they think that they own something. I said to the social worker, they're acting like the fucking bailiffs or something, do you know what I mean? Coming round for a debt and seizing your get stuff. I said, they're at the fucking housing organisation. I said they're a bit gangsterfied, aren't they? And that's when I said to him, do you imagine someone that's timid and really shy and they're putting it right on them like that? I said, I bet that's horrendous for them. They just don't like me because I tell them to fuck off when I feel that it's deserved. Yeah, I've got so much evidence on them, it's fucking damning. But my social worker opened up a bit today on what he knows about them. And obviously I know about them because of that girl years ago, a young mum and her baby, and they were doing to her what they were doing to me. And I always said, whenever I fucking get arguing with these fuckers, I'll do it for that girl, just keep doing their heads in. And 13 years later, I'm still doing their head in. To the point that we'll be doing the last manoeuvre tomorrow, and then boom, they've lost. It's just, not that it's been a game or anything like that. I've been silent throughout the whole process. I didn't need to say a word. All I needed to know is what the end game is, and I knew what the end game was. You know what I mean? That's why I left 2 hours before they came. Yeah, best move I ever did. because now we're looking at just a whole new life. I think what it was, because my social worker thinks, because I was looking after my dad for so many years, and then you lose that role, and obviously you're stuck in that role. But it's probably something to do with that. But do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I'm well over my dad and that. You know, me and my dad was like that. We knew what was going down. It's just a bit of a shock of the ADHD coming out at the end of it all. But that really didn't surprise me. I can remember standing in Adlow playground as a kid, kind of tripping, standing there, thinking I'm definitely different than these other kids. And yeah, I was, but no doubt some of them other kids that I was with, and especially the ones I was in young offenders with, a lot of them probably, how many of them had disorders? Don't get me wrong, you had your complete psychos in there that were proper violent and shit. That ain't ADHD. ADHD, they can get a bit leery and violent, but not permanently. That's some other kind of violent disorder. All I did, I was just very cheeky. If the teacher said something to me, no matter what the consequences were, I had an answer. That's what ADHD looked like when I was a kid. Get to the back, but now the kids with the ADHD on the meds are completely outdoing the normal kids. So it's had a complete reverse. And yeah, I'm glad that it has for them kids out there today. Got a lot better future than what my generation had. Saying that, I've had a good life, done good things, got good jobs, done some good training and that, do you know what I mean? So, crazy. But obviously, I'm a late catcher of the ADHD boat, but I'm glad that I did. Because the meds changed my life. And obviously going from a carer on a ridiculous 50 quid a week or whatever they used to give us, and then I'm diagnosed with all this shit, I've gone from being on the lowest and then straight up into the highest. That was kind of nice, but strange. Yeah, because obviously being a carer, even the people on JSA used to get more than the carers. You know, I used to be quite involved in it, quite vocal in it. But all I was doing was standing up for the carers that weren't as loud as me. You know what I mean? I have a duty. The duty to be loud. And get the point across. That's what I looked at it. Yeah, got myself into trouble sometimes as well. But not big trouble, you know what I mean? I never murdered anyone or done anything really crazy. Wow. Just wow. Listen, hang on, what was we doing? Spinning that thing around, weren't we? I kept drifting off. That's the ADHD. And because I'm in such a good mood, they're all picking up now on my mood. It's mad. Hello mate, yeah, I've got them back down here now. We got the records and all that today. And I'm getting all my other stuff once I've been to court. But yeah, I've got all my decks out, got every single record out. So I said I ain't leaving until I've got all that. Basically, we've got speakers, we've got amps, we've got a TV, there's shitloads of records, and it's just all there. But I forgot to pick up the bloody transformer for the mixers. So until I get one, I'll have to. This Pioneer amp is just like a tank. This has got a phono stage. This is the most powerfulest amp I've ever owned. I've owned Technics amps, Yamaha ones, all sorts. But anyway, I'm going to be going straight in the back because it's got a phono preamp, which is what the mixer's got as well. This is like a first amplification stage. Could I get one? What? A transformer? Yeah, possibly, mate. Yeah, you get a lot of electronic shops in Gillingham, bits and bobs. But I did see one when I got here. I did find another one. Whether it fitted it or not, I don't know. But I put it down, and where I don't know where anything is, because literally it got to the point where all the black bags, I was just like, fucking just whacking it in. I fixed that light now. I've got my vase. I've got my lamp that I made. I've got a few lamps that I made. But what I've got to do with these is give it a good little polish. But yeah, I need to go and buy some polish from the shop. Then I can start the work tonight. So what we'll do, where's the time? He shuts at about 11. Wicked little shop there. 2 doors away the shop. But we also got a 24-hour shop. Yeah, I need to get some polish so I can, what I'll do then is polish the floor. I'll fire up my buffer, because I bought my buffing machine and all my cleaning stuff. That's got a new pad on it, but I've got other pads that are up there. So yeah, I'll clean all this before I put my stuff down. Obviously polish the telly over, clean the decks. Yeah, may as well, you know what I mean? It's all nice, eh? What I'm going to do is that chair out there is going to be coming in here. I did want the TV there, but obviously it's going to be too big. But what I will do is just quickly swing this around the correct way. Yeah, I'm in court tomorrow. I've decided I want all my things back that I want. Yeah. I'll get a chance this time. Right, let's get these cables out of the way. I'll swing around. Like that. Keep going, and this one. What I have to do now is, it's well heavy. Super heavy, super loud. 1, 2, 3. What I've got to do here, that is big power lifting. Oh, we'll come down with it there, and that's where we're going to have to tell it, I think. But she's going to have to come that way a bit, because I can't see it sitting upright, so I have to get just the right angle where like that, where I ain't going to fall over. I'll tell you what, it's that hot here now. It's that hot here now that just doing that, it's just too hot. I'll have to open all the windows in a minute. Right, there's my telly, look. I've lost the controller, but I can use my smartphone. I need there's a TV error or something over here. It's got built-in channels. We've left my TV boxes in line, but we'll be getting them. Is that even going to reach over there? Well, we're going to have the telly where I originally wanted it, but and yeah, unless that's not even a TV thing. Yeah, we're going to have the TV where I originally said. That way the cable's going to go in here. Just going to check that there ain't another box around here. What's behind that? Nothing. No. Yeah, so what we'll do, I'll go to the shop, get me bits and bobs. What I'll do is I'll bang my phone on charge while I'm in the Couldn't even get me broom. Or me hoover, we didn't even get. That's why I'm going, that's why I'm going to do what I'm going to do. It's just going to be over then. I've got so much to get. I ain't playing, you know what I mean, I ain't got time to play their fun and games. I want to get on with my life, you know what I mean, I'm enjoying my life. If I go into court tomorrow, it just ends it. How can they challenge it? How can they challenge a man getting his belongings back after being there 54 years? They can't challenge that. And if they did, the judge would probably tell them to do one. Basically. And I've got all the evidence, but don't need no evidence. Simple case of they've got my belongings. I want it back, and that's what you do. That's your end goal. Get it back. They ain't going to challenge that because they're going to look stupid. Which they are, by the way. Loads of clothes that are hanging up in there and everywhere. Hang on. Oh yeah, mind games, isn't it? Yeah, they're playing mind games, but an ADHD mind's all over the gaff anyway, so I don't really play with mine because I'm not really playing anymore, man. I'm not playing anymore. I actually did what the police girl said. Shut up. I will. Because all the time I shut up, that bald end is in my court. I could have just sat in there today and gone, right, I'll see you boys later. I'm in here for the night. And that would have ruined Clarion. And they wouldn't have been able to do anything. They couldn't have called the police because the police girl said the first thing we're going to ask there then is how did Philip get in? And they're going to say we let him in. And at that point, they drop Clarion out because it's no longer, there is no criminal offence, it's been committed. It's a civil matter of trespass. It's mad, isn't it? I really wanted to do that today. If it weren't for my social worker and his mate, I would have done that, but I didn't. For the sake of doing the right thing, and I want my stuff back, we just did it. And she was just a nasty bitch still, umming and ahhing about whether we're going to be able to get back in or not. That's when I stopped her. I said, by the way, I'm just telling you now, no matter whether you let me back in there or not, I still own all the things in there. And then I said, I'll go down the court route. And she said, oh, you go down the court route then. And that's when I said to her, how about I go down the disc cutter route tonight, me and my pal. And fucking silly cow. Which is an option. At least I've seen how they work now from the inside. I've got quite a technical mind as well. I don't think they're very secure shutters at all. Not at all. In fact, I said to my social worker, that is a really poor effort, whoever invented that system. But obviously I didn't know what the system was until they let me in today and I got right to look at it. Because there was no one following me around, or she was outside. So I had a good look at what actually locks into what. And I could get one of them off. I'm pretty sure I could get one of them metal things off. Everything's got a weak point, and I've seen where the weak point is, around the back of it. Because what they got a big bar around the back of it. And they fucking throw things all around I'm going to put a complaint in, mate. They throw things about, and all sorts of shit, man, going on. Fucking hell. Front garden's been robbed, the back gardens. Maybe I should plant something out there, man. And just sit there in my tree and jump out. I know it is. Fucking muppets. It's even easier now for me to do things because I'm not there. Well, me, I wasn't there. I don't know what you're talking about, basically. Thing is karma going to be served cold or hot? That's what you've got to wait for. But yeah, a pack of fucking vultures. Simple as that. And I will find out exactly who did what, who was involved, every single name. Which one of them I know anyway, but I'll see you on the street. That's only because you've got a daughter, and I respect that, so I won't come through your front door under my hour. I'll give you the pleasure of being captured on the street. And I wouldn't be talking about capturing people unless I was 100% sure that that is the culprit. And to be honest, it all just fits in with him. It's not a coincidence. My mate, Adi, said, it could be a coincidence. It's not a coincidence, man. I know it ain't. He gives the game away before the game had even begun. By messaging me as soon as I left and said, Phil, you coming back? I thought, no, he can't. I'd never answered him. Next thing, he's all being robbed. I thought, well, he's asked me if I'm coming back. So I put it right up on him last night. The night before, I messaged him and said, oi, why did you want to know whether I was coming back or not? And also, have you got anything to do with all my stuff has been nicked? And he didn't reply back straight away, which confirmed what I thought. And then he replied, after he had a good think, he replied back the next day with a lot of bullshit, which I know it is. He should grow some balls, man, and just admit it. I suppose people don't like admitting that kind of thing. Plus, he's going to be spotted out on the street with some things of mine. Plus, I'm going to come over. Because I used to see him every morning anyway. There's no reason I can't see him another morning. Except you won't know what morning it is. But I will. Yeah. Crazy, isn't it? Bit of revenge. Returning the scavengers, man. They've nicked me fucking tennis rackets, cheeky bastards. Fucking quality. I'm ringing the police in. Honestly, I'm going to ring the Kent police. I'm going to tell them who I think it is. It's probably two people. And I know exactly who they are. I know where they live. And I'm going to tell Kent police because they took me bike, my tennis racket, fucking me ladders, all sorts. Shit that just doesn't belong to them. But what they don't realise, they thought I wasn't coming back. They probably thought, oh, he's never going to find out it's us. Don't be stupid and believe that bollocks. Believe in their own hype. To be honest, I'm not going to think twice about ambushing them and confronting them. You know what I mean? It doesn't bother me. It bothers me if I confront them and they're still chatting the same bollocks. I'm not going to put up with that. Yeah. In fact, there's two people I could find on the same day. Easy. One will be going to school at some point with his kid. Not that I'd do anything with the kid there. And another one will be out and about anyway. There you go. That's all you need to know to capture people. Especially when you've been there all your life and they're doing the same fucking thing every day. It's not hard for me to organise something. Or arrange something. Oh, it's all good because I can fuck with their head from a distance quite easily. Thing is though, when they'll go crying to the police, I won't be, you know what I mean? I won't be fucking have anything to do with it. I was out, mate. I was in the pub, I got witnesses. Yeah. Unless you've got some kind of real evidence. Not this video either, because I'll be deleting that. Yeah. But I would hope that when I see these two people, because I know them quite well, and they know me and they know what I'm like, I would hope that when I put it right on them, they might want to be honest at that point. And we all do the wrong things. Whether they can be that honest themselves, I don't know. It's like when Jace Randall robbed me and then popped up 10 years later on Facebook, tried being me pal. I messaged Randall and I said, look Randall, you know what the fucking crack is, you know what the coup is, you know what you took. Don't get trying to be pally with me, you know what you've got to put right. And I give Jason Randall his credit. The next day he sent me the 60 quid he robbed off me. And then I went round his house. I said, because you've just fucking done the right thing, I'm quite prepared to talk to you. Yeah. Mad, eh? But I can't see this lot doing that. Yeah, that was in the Rose and Crown. But what happened is, I went in the bog and Gary Ogden, when I come out of the bog, Randall went in there and then little Gary Ogden went, "Oi Phil, he's just fucking been digging in your wallet and he's gone in there with it." And I caught him coming out of the little cubicle, smashed him in the face, and then people was trying to stop me thinking I was like the instigator. I was just called the landlord a cunt or something, went home. Anyway, the landlord's come round the next day, right? With my wallet all wet, said, "I'm really, really sorry, Phil, you're not barred or nothing. We found your wallet in the cistern." Randall's gone in there, nicked, and he had no money. I was treating him to a beer. He's gone in there and threw it down there. But I did catch him, a good right-hander. Basically, in the male toilets in the Rose and Crown, you come out this little cubicle bit that you kind of locked into. Literally, I opened the door and he was there. Perfect target. But if it weren't for little Gary Ogden, I wouldn't have even known. So yeah, good lad, Gary. Mad, eh? Fucking. But I don't feel that forgiving really with these ones. Randall I've kind of known all my life. You got to take Randall with a bag of fucking salt, a pinch of salt. But yeah, I can remember when he nicked Damien Duval's wallet and nicked his bank card and trying to blamed it on me and Bevan. We never even left the house. I knew that. And Damien come out of his baseball bat looking for Randall. Madness. I don't blame him, man. He took what he did. He took it. Basically, Duval's mum and dad used to go on holiday. So Damien used to get time off work from the bakery. We all used to go around there. They used to get the decks downstairs and we used to still get smashed. Me and Mick Carter, Bevan, loads of us. And what happened is Damien's smashed, he's gone to sleep. Randall sneaked upstairs, lifted his car keys off the side, drove his old car into town, robbed his cash point, come back, put the card back, and then blamed it on me and Bevan. Obviously, we're not going to be doing that. And everyone knew that. Then that evening, Damien appeared with a baseball bat looking for him. But, yeah. You don't do things like that to your friends, do you? Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what I said to Randall. But if I use that skin, you should just ask me for some money. I've already took you out for a drink because I felt sorry for him because he didn't have any money. If you're that desperate, ask me. You ain't got to nick my wallet, have you? Do you know what I mean? Well, that's my philosophy on it. But saying that, I did smack him right in the nose. I think I smacked him in the nose a few times. Oh, Jace. And he deserved smack. When he was younger, he deserved getting. He got beat up quite a bit when he was younger by all different various characters. Right. We got the cold drinks. An Indian. Punjab again. Music. I've got to charge my phone. Otherwise, we're just gonna disappear like that drone. I should really look at me emails, and I think the thing from DJI is in there. I've just got to link up my controller or something, send some file off. I remember last time I couldn't do it, so when the guy in India told me how to do it, it was really easy. That's just lazy, isn't it? Lazy. That's just being lazy because of the ADHD, because it's not really a stimulating job. So I can't really get into it, if you understand that. Anyway, I'll show you my tent quickly while we've got some power. There's more power in this phone indoors. When it gets out there in the heat, the automatic screen thing comes in, where it completely dims the screen. Yet you look on your settings and it will say that your screen's on maximum brightness. But what I think it is where the chip in the phone's getting that hot and all the electronics, it's kind of doing an emergency shutdown of it, I think. Or I'd imagine so, yeah. I might even go camping tomorrow night, if the weather's going to be hot still. I might have to check the weather. Stealth camping up the road there. I'll have to try Gillingham Park after midnight. Apparently it's supposed to be pretty lively around there. Yeah, that'd be more like walking around Adelaide at night. All the trees and that. But apparently there's some right old characters up there. Then again, I got told there's going to be snackheads and crackheads falling out all over the place up here, around here. I ain't seen one. I've seen people out there nuts, yeah. Walk around Adelaide, you'll see people out there nuts, but I've not seen no real bad shit like that. I suppose the worst thing I've seen is probably them two girls last night being sexually spoken to by that migrant. Which is completely wrong, isn't it? They were only young lasses, man. But because they was all makeup on, short skirts and all that, he thought that was an invitation, but that's how kids grow, that's how they are, isn't it, nowadays? It doesn't give him a licence to sit down and be rude to them. And I'm glad I'm the only one that said something. Because I said to them, the best thing you can do is ignore him and keep walking, and he's clocked me talking to them. That's when he shouted something at me, and was walking straight towards me, so I'm then walking straight towards him. He kind of tried giving me the stare, but I just kept staring at him, and he walked right by me. But I should have just put the camera right in his face and gone, by the way, you can't get nonsense young girls around this way. Loads of people could hear it, but I just had to join in and tell them. Well, I didn't join in, I told them the best thing you can do, because he was getting violent, is to ignore him. And one of them was just giving it to him, the other one heard what I said, and then told her mate, and then they started moving along. But yeah. Because I just walked off? Yeah. But but I don't, because it's wrong what he's doing. And it don't really bother me if I have to tell him he's fucking wrong. Yeah. Now, half of these characters look a bit, look a bit something. A bit wayward. I don't know what the correct term is. Yeah, picking on all the young pretty girls. Well, he weren't. He's sitting down on the benches and then trying to get in there. You know, I won't say the rest, but yeah. But I can honestly say these Gillingham girls giving him loads of shit. Girls are more. I think the girly gangs are more vicious anyway. But she was proper. They was proper giving it to him. But the street language is changed. It's very repetitive. It's the same thing. In my day, it would have been you fucking cunt, you wanker, and you know what I mean, and added words onto that. Whereas now it seems it's just the same old line coming out. And I'm thinking, that's pretty boring. I mean, that's a boring insult. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? It's definitely really mad. How the word change. Yeah. And he was kind of I'm with you. I forgot what I was going to say then. You made me lose what I was saying. I'll get some of this first. In fact, I'll be back. I've got to charge people because it's going to not last.